All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Wawakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to all you true, sincere brethren out there, pushing out this purified truth, cleansing this wicked, defiled kingdom with this word, and to the rest of the church who believe as well. And the water to Yahweh Shai, because without him, none of this would even be possible whatsoever.
Staying in heaven, or were they bringing us back to earth, or do you remember?
They bring us back to Earth once, like, the collapse was done, and there was a new world.
Oh, there was a new world?
Yeah.
Oh, like a new Earth, or a new...
Basically, yeah, new Earth.
So she's pretty much going into detail on how she had a vision of a new world, a new Earth. That is something Esau has been working on for many years, trying to create this new world. But really, the new world is the nation of Israel receiving the kingdom. So before I go any further, I'd like to start this off with 2nd Esdras 6 and verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Jacob is the new world. This is the current world, being Esau's kingdom, but then the world to follow this will be the world of Jacob. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So I like to pull out a precept in the book of Revelations. Revelations 21 and 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. So we're currently in the first earth, but this earth is soon to pass away. Now, this isn't literally speaking of a new earth. The new earth is going to take place on the old earth, but it is going to be under a new rulership. It's going to be a righteous kingdom, okay? Things are going to be enhanced. The earth is going to be back to her full size. So seeing that we're in the first earth, the first world being Esau's kingdom, we're getting ready for the new earth, as this little young female, as you see right here, is explaining, all right?
Wow, what do you remember about that?
There's some different animals. There was some different objects. Kind of reminds me of a heaven a little bit.
And that heaven that she's speaking of is the kingdom of Israel. And she's talking about new animals we haven't seen. The scriptures talk about newly created creatures, all right?
So it's kind of like an earth that looked like heaven a little bit?
Yeah.
Wow.
As stated by her parents, Lexi does know a bit about God and heaven, but was never told about the rapture or the end of days. This, of course, has left Lexi's parents feeling a bit unsettled. Doubtless, Lexi's prediction, whether it's real or not, has creeped out those who've come across this video. Last days on Earth. What makes most visions pretty creepy are the morbid things that are seen within them. Take this 8-year-old kid, who claims to have had an out-of-body experience in which allowed him to not only see his physical body, but visions of a chilling future. Soon after this trance wore off, he told his mom what just happened, and the things that he saw while being half-conscious.
I was sitting on the couch, okay? I just stopped playing my DS, okay? A few minutes later, I feel something, like I'm getting picked up, like held. I mean, like, see, going through. I got basically up. I mean, I was, see, with these things
Visions?
going through my, yeah, visions. It was like visions, basically. Going through my head, there was sounds there as well. I was imagining warfare, like stuff firing down at the earth, stuff happening at the earth. I mean, there's like big army. I mean, like there was.
He's talking about World War III. And he's explaining things shooting down at the earth. That could be Yahweh Shai and the holy angels blasting these military troops on Earth with laser beams, or it could be the nations of the Earth in their airplanes shooting down at others. Okay, regardless, he's evidently having he had a vision of World War III. So I'd like to jump to the book of Revelation, chapter 8 and verse 13. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, 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 to the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the three angels which are yet to sound. So it says three woes here, which symbolizes World War III. So this little Edomite boy, or at least who looks to be an Edomite boy, his spirit comes off as an Edomite, but it's hard to say sometimes. But this young boy right here had a vision of World War III. All right?
No houses and this. They were just army. I mean, World War II was nothing compared to this. They were just shooting cannons.
He said World War II is nothing compared to this. Okay? Many, many, many people died during World War II. But he's right. Because the times that we're coming into is going to be a time like never before on this earth. And that's why Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is raising up his men to come out and warn you. Because before he does his judgment, he always gives you a warning first. Just like in the time of Noah. Alright, Noah was sent out there to prophesy and to warn the people. But many people, they didn't care. They ignored him. Alright? So when you hear us telling you things, you have people in this world dreaming visions or having visions. Okay? But this is Matthew 24 and 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. So the times we're coming into are going to be the worst times on earth. Alright? It's going to be so bad that no matter what time you go back to in history, it's not going to compare to the times we're coming into. And there won't be a time after it as bad as these times. Okay?
Firing down. I mean, it was like almost all of the world was just war.
Now, what he says here isn't as morbid as what he says afterwards.
After a battle, there was dead people on the ground. It was like a big river. It's weird.
A lot of dead people on the ground. Well, let's see if that's biblical. This is Isaiah. This is Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. Which shows you there are going to be a lot of dead bodies on earth. World War III is not only going to be fought with the people here on earth, but Yahweh Shai and the holy angels are also going to be partaking in this World War III. And they are going to win with a flawless victory. And the slain of the Lord is going to be many. Alright, so this vision that he has is biblical.
I'm just dead. Guys,
Well,
they're bleeding. I mean, there's blood just.
For a kid this young, it's really fascinating to see him describe certain things in vivid detail. And what's surprising about this is the fact that most of the graphic imagery he describes are things he's never seen before. According to his mom, she's never let him watch any horror movies or anything graphic in general. So, as you can imagine, she was pretty stunned to hear him speak of things he's never seen. So, could this actually be a vision of the future? Or is this all made up by a kid with an overactive imagination? Who knows? Let me know what you guys think. Rapture. While praying late at night, Brian gets a scary vision of what is going to happen in the future. The video starts off with Brian, who claims that while praying, he went to heaven and met God. At first, Brian talks about what he saw while being there, and some of the things that God told him upon arriving. But as the video progresses, Brian mentions this haunting vision he received.
I saw like this one thing. America was under total destruction.
America was under total destruction.
Everywhere was under destruction. It's crazy.
America was under total destruction. Then he mentions and says everywhere. Now, everywhere on earth is not going to be destroyed, right? But America is one of the places on earth that is going to be hit by the missiles. But America through and through is going to be desolate. It's going to be wiped out. All right, so I'd like to jump to the book of 2 Peter's chapter 3 and verse 7. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. Okay, so fire is coming to the earth. Fire is going to be a casualty for a lot of you people who get caught up in that judgment. And that is a brutal death, to not only die by fire, but to die by nuclear fire. That is horrible. That is going to be a very, 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 very extreme, horrible, brutal, vicious, unmerciful death. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire. So the first world, being Esau's world, is reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. I'm going to jump down to verse 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? And that's what we do. We don't really get involved in the same kind of folly that people in this world get involved in. And if we do, we always find a way to loop it with the scriptures. Looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the power, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. All right, so he said he saw all of America under destruction. So that goes back to the scriptures, man. That fire is going to do a lot of destruction on this earth. But this earth is not going to be destroyed. The earth was created to be inhabited. So the earth is going to remain forever. But certain parts of this world in Esau's kingdom are going to be destroyed. Okay?
When I got the world view, I just saw barely light.
Barely what?
I saw barely light. No light at all.
No light? Where?
No light.
No, nothing.
In
All
America?
power was shut off or shut down.
So there was no light, no electricity, no nothing. That's a vision that he saw. So, this is the book of Zephaniah. This is Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 14. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near, and hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. All right, so when all hell breaks loose, it's going to be a day of darkness. And I believe through the Spirit, which I've made videos on it, I believe through the Spirit is going to be due to an EMP attack, an electric magnetic pulse, which is going to shut down the grid, which means no cars, no cell phones, no computers, no anything that runs off of electricity. So the vision that he saw was actually a vision of all hell breaking loose. Okay? A vision of no electricity because of an EMP attack, regardless of where it came from, whether it was Russia or China. Okay? But these things are going to happen. Now I'm going to jump to the book of Job. And you better believe these Edomites are terrified when their children or they themselves have these dreams. This is Job 7:14. Then thou scarest me with dreams and terrifiest me through visions. So the Lord can send you terrible dreams. The Lord can send you very terrible, terrifying dreams. Have you waking up just totally bugging out. All right? And the Lord is allowing many different people on earth to have dreams and visions of the times that we're coming into, which are not going to be a time of peace or unity. It is going to be a time of destruction, death, evil, and deliverance. Okay? So let's read this again. Job 7:14. Then thou scarest me with dreams and terrifiest me through visions. The book of Joel 2:28. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. So you don't have to be an Israelite to receive a vision. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai can send a vision to an Edomite, an Elamite, an Ishmaelite, and so on. You don't have to be one of the 12 tribes to receive a vision. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. And you're seeing in this video young men, okay, young children having visions of the times that we are to come into. All right, so people don't have to believe the words of the prophets, the men of the Lord. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is throwing his spirit out in this earth, man, showing you that we are in those times. You know, so this is the time to buckle up and prepare for the ride, because it's about to go down sooner than what we know. So Lord willing, this was edifying. Kahala Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Wa Rakakodash. Shalom.